Thanks to the DC Comics relaunch and the introduction of a new half-black, half-Latino Spiderman by Marvel Comics, there's been a lot of media attention on the comic book industry lately. Which means some people have been seeking out comic book stores for the first time. What they're finding is the simply spectacular, amazing, wondrous world of comics. Turnstyle presents The Funnybook Business. Episode 1, Los Angeles' Secret Headquarters. Despite being a lifelong fan of comics, I've never lived in a neighborhood with a comic book shop, until now. When it came time to move to Los Angeles, picking a hood with a good store was a priority.
This is Dave Pfeiffer, one of the owners of Secret Headquarters.
I'd heard of Silver Lake's Secret Headquarters long before I'd ever set foot in the shop. A friend had described it as a Victorian drawing room filled with comics, which pretty much captures the look Pfeiffer and his business partner, David Ritchie, created for their store.
And we both love an old-time aesthetic. And back in the day, if you had a bookstore or a haberdashery or anything of the like, you built it out of wood, and you stained it dark, and you made it look nice, and you kept it neat, and you kept it organized, and you made it smart and inviting.
Two leather chairs sit at the front of the shop, enticing customers to sit down for a spell to read some self-published mini-comics or leaf through the latest hardcover collections. More often than not, in my experience, the chairs are empty, almost as if they're too nice to sit in. Or better still, haunted by the ghosts of comics readers past. Pfeiffer lived in New York and Boston before moving to LA, cities that he says had their share of beautiful old things.
With that in mind, I went around town looking at the way people organize their stores, but I didn't go to any comic book stores, and I really only barely even went to bookstores, and I went to Rodeo Drive and saw how does Prada do it? How do all the nice men's stores there do it? How does the fancy people that have no budget limit at all whatsoever, how do they set their stores up? And we kind of try to take little clues, even though ultimately when you look at it in here, you probably don't see anything from that, and maybe I don't either, but that was kind of our original inspiration.
But you can feel that intent when you walk in the store off of the busy, sun-drenched strip of Sunset Boulevard that's anchored by the famed Sunset Junction. This neighborhood is ground zero for LA's hipsters. But the shop does what all great comic book stores do. It acts as a gateway between our world and the realms of the imagination that are frozen in paper and ink. The comics publishing industry is in a scramble these days, trying just about every trick in the book to capture the attentions of a fickle audience. The highly curated Secret Headquarters is a bastion in a chaotic sea of content.
As far as State of the Union, it's weird out there, for sure. A lot of people seem to be putting out a lot of books. All the bigger and smaller publishers put out tons of stuff, and just like always, some things are great and some are not, and we try to be good about kind of sorting through it and bringing the stuff in here that we like and we think our customers will like or the neighborhood will like. But it's a big gamble.
Comics often read like dispatches from tomorrow, which is when you'll find Dave Pfeiffer, behind the counter of Silver Lake's timeless Secret Headquarters. For Turnstyle, I'm Noah Nelson. This episode featured music by Anamaguchi and RushJet1, used under a Creative Commons license and made available by freemusicarchive.org.